All right, everybody, welcome back. It is after lunch. It is 1:32 right now on March 9th, 2018. I am back on the highway again. Now, what are we going to talk about? What I'd like to go over real quick is what identity theft is and what it means to you and your family, to give you a proper education about it, so that instead of not understanding something and thinking, if I ignore the problem, it'll go away. Well, that's like having heart problems and ignoring it, thinking you're never going to have a heart attack, all right? What is identity theft? Identity theft means when companies get breached, when everywhere from your systems get breached to people from other countries stealing all your information. Identity theft is your social security numbers, driver's license numbers, bank account numbers, your J.C. Penney card, Bergner's cards, all these like Sam's Club cards, Costco cards. Identity theft is your address, your phone number. What is it? It's not what people are stealing from you. Identity theft is the mess they leave after they take everything. I don't lie to people. I get right to the point. When the IRS got breached, the Veterans Affairs got breached, when all these big companies have been breached, when LifeLock got caught stealing everybody's information and selling it. Yes, LifeLock, the company you see on TV all the time. When Equifax got breached and it turned out they were selling everybody's information, people didn't know what to do or what to turn to. So, here's some education on identity theft. When people get your information, such as your numbers, your social security number can be sold for $10 a pop. Your driver's license can be sold for $5. They sell this information tens of thousands of times, and since you don't know it's being sold, there's no way to stop it. So all that information gets out there for years, and every month gets sold thousands of times, pretty soon millions of times. The breaches we're seeing now happened from months ago. In other words, it was a couple years ago, 4, 5, 6 years ago. All right? When places like Jimmy John's, Blockbusters, the hospitals, the nursing homes, all these places have been breached. But people don't want to own up to it or admit it. But what happens is they take your numbers. Now they're selling them everywhere. The people that are selling your information are not using your information. Okay? Now, what happens? When was the last time my social security number was looked at when I was a kid? When I joined the Marine Corps, was the first time I looked at my social security number and realized I had to memorize my social security number. Most parents don't look at their kids' social security numbers. Social security numbers do not have an age, a date, a sex, a creed, a culture, a color, anything attached to them. So they can actually run your kids' bills up, open up accounts, start new lines of credit on social security numbers of yours and your kids. The identity theft thieves are smart. They're not going to steal the information out of your accounts. Why? Because if they do that, then that's going to alert you that something is wrong. Instead, they're going to open up new accounts with new addresses. They're going to send things to your house, have them stolen off the front porch. They're going to do things that's not going to alert you. If they take money out of your account, that will alert you. Okay? So how do you protect from this? Well, first off, you need to have things monitored, okay? That's great. But then you need private investigators. You need somebody that knows how to get into the government systems to say, hey, look, we need to pull a hold on this, a stop on that. The credit bureaus may put a hold on all of your stuff. That doesn't mean they're fixing it. Banks, now they do a good job. Don't get me wrong, they do a great job. But if they get breached, they don't know whose accounts have been compromised, meaning whose numbers are out there, okay? So, with identity theft protection, such as the service that I provide, we are the largest provider of identity theft in the world, okay? But here's just it. Our company doesn't advertise because we don't put a target on our back. All these other companies that go on TV, that offer monitoring, okay, you'll buy their service and something happens and then they want even more money. To me, that's crooked. That's a bad way of doing business, but that's what they do because they know nobody else knows what to do. What you need is somebody that's going to monitor it, go on, have the private investigators, and fix it so you can work your everyday life. The thing about it is, your information's already been stolen. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you tell me. Your information's been stolen because we are all numbers and we are all online. Kind of like I give the example of a buddy of mine in the Marine Corps. went to the PX, which is like the local grocery store or whatever, and he bought a thing of Vaseline. Okay? He then went to a tattoo artist with that same Vaseline, and he asked to have the barcode tattooed across the back of his neck, because he felt like, being in the military, all we are is a number. In the United States, since everything we are is nothing but a number, people only know us by our social security numbers, our driver's license numbers. They know you by your medical card numbers, your passport numbers. You know, everything is a number. You yourself are a number, whether you like it or not. There are people out there, whether it be illegal aliens, whether it be college kids trying to get beer money, whether it's another country, they're all taking this information and they're breaking into accounts. They're starting up new accounts. They're creating home loans. There was a person that had a Sam's card, which is also a bank card, which I didn't even know. And they were running up his limit and they were paying it off, which, okay, that sounds great. It's like, okay, it's not hurting me, but this person's still paying it off. They're paying it off in order to open up more lines of credit, in order to open it up bigger. What did that do to him? Now they maxed everything out and they quit paying, and they got away with thousands and thousands of dollars plus merchandise from Sam's Club. Now, how is that fair? We all think that things cannot happen to us. If you do with the identity theft field, okay, I understand that a lot of people, they don't understand it. Just like years ago, my great-great-grandfather refused to buy a tractor. You know, they still had horses pulling the plows, pulling the feeders, stuff like that in the field. He refused because even though the tractor, you know, you can tell him that it's going to be more proficient, you know, you get your job done. It doesn't matter. Nobody could sell him on the idea that, look, this is a better way of doing things. Now take that up to my grandfather. Even my grandfather, for a time, refused to buy tractors. None. Zero. Even though they're more efficient. They're better out there being used. Because they didn't understand. That's identity theft today. It's not that there's anything any different. It's technology has changed. And just because you don't understand something doesn't mean it makes it bad or good. What it does mean is you need to get educated on how the system works. It is not a bunch of illegals stealing our stuff. Now, you might think everybody has had those European lottery emails. Oh yeah, I know not to get those. Great, do you? Or is it just something that you're telling yourself? Makes you think for a minute. Okay? Everybody has had issues with the African lottery. Or they have had the IRS person call your mom and dad and say, hey, you need to give us money right now. Those are all scams. Okay? The IRS does not call people. They send certified letters out. They don't call you. They call our parents and our grandparents because then they say, hey, by the way, your computer, has a virus and you need to pay this now so we can take care of this virus. I got news for you. Your computer does not have a virus. You don't even have a computer in some cases, but you're sitting there paying these bills. The local one that we've had going around our area lately has been the big telephone scams. Basically, they're calling you with your own number, trying to sell you stuff that you don't need from your own number because they breached your number. Well, what's that going to do for you? You don't even know it's your own number because all of us have had so many different numbers and we have cell phones today. We don't even know our own number when it calls us. Okay? Now, there's also a thing where that number will call your family and friends trying to sell them something. One of the breaches I dealt with today. Okay? A grandmother got called by her grandson saying that he's in another country and she paid the money to bring him back home, yet he was just right up the street. People fall for this stuff all the time and they're scams. It's identity theft. They get your numbers. If you get breached, then what they do is they find out where you live and they breach everybody around you without even realizing it. If a company gets breached, they go through the employees to get into the company without doing anything other than using your information to steal. Now, what happens? In a regular criminal law system, you're innocent until proven guilty. In the identity theft world, unfortunately, you're guilty until proven innocent. Because right now, they're using all your numbers, and guess what? They don't look at a time, a date, or anything. All they're doing is looking at the numbers. That's what identity theft is. And you're going to be guilty. You're going to be held, your Credit scores are going to go through the roof. You're going to owe thousands and thousands of dollars. You're going to have, there can be hits and runs out there where somebody does a hit and run and it's your name on everything, because guess what? When they left, they were using your license plate number, your driver's license number. They had an interview on Dateline over in St. Louis, Missouri, where there's over 1,000 people in jail right now for identity theft crimes, even though they say they're innocent. But unless you can prove that it's not you, you're going to jail, or you're going to be on the line to owe that money. Now, what can you do about it? Well, first off, you got to quit believing everything you see on TV, okay? Second, you got to have a company that is willing to sit down with you and explain what you do not know or understand. One of the things we do in our area with identity theft protection, which is our company's called Kroll. Look it up, Kroll. You can look up our company. We're the #1 in the world, but here's just it. Our prices are low because of the amount of members we have, and we have no contracts, co-pays, or deductibles, okay? For a family, it's $24.95 a month to month to protect your stuff. And then when you call 24 hours, you'll have a private investigator go to work on your behalf to make sure that you're protected. Yes, you can call your bank and seal something and stop it, but that's just calling the bank. They've got all your information. Just because you call one place and you stop it somewhere doesn't mean they're not going to start and go somewhere else. This is the threat of identity theft. People, they want to think to themselves, if I pretend it doesn't exist, it won't exist. That's fake. If you're having heart complications, it's not gas. You need to go in. You could be having a heart attack and not know it. Okay? There's a lot of signs and a lot of ways to protect yourself. If you want more information, you can get a hold of me at 217-316-0219. I'll put my information. Everybody always wonders what we do. We are legal and we're identity theft. We basically protect the everyday person every single day. Is this a sales for me? Yes, it is. But you want to know something? What makes more is to protect my family and my friends from this freaking identity theft crisis we're having. Now, every day I turn on the news and more companies are being breached. Guess what? They would rather breach the small companies of 1,000 or less employees, knowing how easy to get it in there. I just found out China has breached all these small mom and dad companies for years now to steal all of our patents, all of their ideas. They have never created anything on their own, but they're breaking into all these places. And then to lower our currency and our dollar, they hurry up and flood the market with debt. How do they do that? They got to run your debt up. They got to make sure you're not paying these credit cards that you don't even know you have. A local scam is somebody gets a hold of all your numbers. They order like a cell phone or something. That cell phone then goes to your address, and they have somebody scoping out your house that hurries up and grabs it off the front porch, and you never even knew that you bought a phone or a TV or a computer. It's happening every day. We can help. Let us help you. That's why I do these live feeds, so you understand that there's companies out there that can help. But there's other companies, they're not going to help you. They're not even going to try. They just want to take your money and run. Why? They put you in contracts. They put you in and force you to do something for a year knowing that they're not any good help. We're not going to do that. We don't have any enrollment fees. We don't have any co-pays, any deductibles. And we hold ourselves accountable in the identity theft field that we will give you a private investigator 24 hours a day. That's the reason why we have over 5,000 employees just on our identity theft side alone. Okay? And if you want to get the legal stuff, that's where we do your wills and you have a lawyer nonstop. And we have referral attorneys all over the United States. We have law firms that represent every state in the union. Some states even have more than one law firm representing them because of how big the states are. But you got to understand, to feel helpless is the worst feeling in the world. And all the people that I talk to, they don't understand. And I get some of the stupidest excuses. I get some of the most immature responses, all because they feel dumb. And inside their mind, they feel dumb and they don't want to admit that I don't know this. Well, here's the thing. You're not dumb. Nobody understands it. Nobody knows what's going on because by the time you know, it's too late. Now, somebody like me comes along and I try to convince you of this. And the only thing you look at me like, oh, my bank protects me. Did you know that when your debit cards and your credit cards get breached, they just send you new them, but they don't change your account numbers? Why didn't you ask your bank to change your account numbers? Okay? Just because you saw companies like LifeLock on TV, why don't you look them up? They've been in trouble with the Federal Trade Commission. Okay? Are they a good service? I don't know. I just know I don't want to give my services to somebody that's already went out and got in trouble for selling my information in order to make money on the back end. That's what happened with Equifax. Equifax and LifeLock are the same company. They use the same services. Don't care if it gets in trouble with me. Guess what? They took advantage of my Marine Corps brothers who all thought they had it. Next thing you know, they're getting checks in the mail from LifeLock being like, why am I getting these checks? Because the Federal Trade Commission, the Securities Exchange Commission, have found over 7 different counts and 7 different ties they're guilty. Because people don't understand what identity theft is. It's your information. Your information needs to remain. We're the only company out there that will do social media monitoring, making sure that you don't have stuff on your social media that can be compromised, or if you do, you're aware that it can compromise you. We have Identity Vault where they have to get through over 7 billion plus combinations, and basically it's pointless for them to do because it costs too much money for them to do it, and we stick you in there. And you get all that for less than $1 a day to have the same protection. You know, I don't need to advertise on TV and spend money on TV to advertise a service that is the best on the market. Can other people that have other companies and businesses outperform it? Yeah. You know why? Because they're great with the tongue. They're great at selling stuff. I'm here just to tell you I'm here to protect you. That's why I deal with military. That's why I deal with farmers. That's why I deal with the everyday people. So people like my dad is the way I think, everybody, so that I can help you understand and get the proper protection that you need. You know, it's not always about what you want. Sometimes it's about what you need. It's the old Nanick McPhee saying, okay? And I have an entire team throughout the United States that helps with this. And all we do is we help people get what they need, okay? And we're not here to try to, you know, take your money and run. If it doesn't work for you, then don't keep it. But at least find out, educate yourself, do research on us, okay? And when you do that, you'll come to find out that this is a very big market that nobody is protecting. We do. Anyway, I'm motivated today, but today I've been dealing with a lot of people that don't understand, and I don't want people to think just because you don't understand, nobody does. And that's okay. That's why we're here. That's why I give you my direct number. That's why you can call me. You can ask questions, okay? And if I don't know the answers, I will turn you over to the people that do know the answers. I just want to make sure you guys are all okay. Anyway, my name is Jeffrey Jansen. You can call me at 217-316-0219. 217-316-0219. And I will make sure we get the best coverage for you. The most it's going to cost you is $1 a day. Our most expensive thing is $24.95 for the family identity theft. And then if you want the legal, it's $24.95. I'm going to tell you the prices up front. Why? I don't care. Because it's worth it. And you're worth it. You want to protect your kid's social security number so you don't have to keep looking at it? There you go. We protect it all. All right, everybody. I got to get going. I'm in the middle of nowhere right now. Thank you for keeping me company today, and thank you for listening. I appreciate each and every one of you. It's 1:50 right now. I will put a link on my site. You can call me at 217-316-0219 or JEFFREYWJANSEN.wearelegalshield.com. All right, everybody. I will talk with everybody soon. God bless. Bye.